I'm here with UFC middleweight prospect Cam Rowston. Can I ask if you played any like rugby league or anything? Since you're from Sydney, have you ever played any rugby or any rugby league ever?
I did. In high school, I played rugby league for my high school, Mars College North Shore in North Sydney. We were middle of the ladder. We weren't the best team, but we the boys got stuck in there and we played hard.
Okay, awesome. Which first grade team would you say that you support?
Uh since moving to Auckland, New Zealand, I've been training with the New Zealand Warriors.
Oh,
They're
okay, awesome. That's
Yeah, we got Kai Kara France is actually their wrestling coach. And so he
okay.
brings them into the gym and we get to wrestle with the boys there, which is like it's just so cool. Like we're another professional team coming to meeting our professional team. It's like a meeting of just like two really good like athletic teams coming together. It's awesome. It's awesome to see how they train and like how those rugby guys like hold themselves to in their training and like the standard that they have and how they warm up and stuff. Like it's really cool.
Awesome, man. What's it like fighting on home turf again? You fought at UFC Fight Night Australia, I believe the was it the Reyes card? Reyes versus
Yes.
Alberg. Yeah, you fought on that card and you got that crazy first round knockout against Andrei Petrovsky. But yeah, so how does that feel like fighting on home turf again?
It's to be honest, like people asking me if I feel pressure and stuff, but like I don't feel any pressure. There was, I'm in the UFC now, and it's like I don't want to say all the pressure's off me because I'm in the UFC, but that's the hardest. The hardest part is getting here. Now I enjoy it. Like I feel like I'm just playing with house money. Like I don't feel like I'm meant to be here in the UFC, and I've just people are gonna not write me off, but like doubt me a little bit. But I just don't feel like there's much pressure at all. Like even if it is on home soil, I got mum and dad coming to watch. I got brothers and sisters, friends, family, the milkman, the postman. They're all coming to watch. But I mean, they they're just happy that I'm here. They're just happy to see me like at Kudos Bank Arena and like a huge arena fighting. So I'm just yeah, I haven't had any feeling of pressure this whole fight camp.
Do you relish the opportunity to fight for a company like UFC, knowing how sort of like famous the machine is, how like they're able to like create stars and sort of change people's lives, kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I did. It's not something I think about too much of like using the UFC to help like boost my own profile. I believe if you have the right style and you just have the right persona and personality, like it'll just happen naturally. And I think I have that, so I'm not too worried about trying to lift my own profile and promote myself. I think I'll just let these do the talking, and then it'll just happen.
I believe this is your third fight in 6 months. Is this like your plan to like stay active and just not slow down, or are you just kind of taking whatever fight comes up and just winning as it comes along?
I want to stay active for sure. Like I've waited a long time to make it into the UFC, and I want to make the most of it while I'm here. I don't want to have one or two fights a year and like kind of drag out a contract or drag out the career. I just want to, man, get in. The body's fresh. Let's go. Just fucking bang them out, bang them out, bang them out. Yeah.
I've seen like training pics of you and Israel Adesanya, Navajo Sterling. What's it like having other like middleweight contenders and a two-time middleweight champion, having them in your like corner and training with them and sort of learning from them? What's that like?
Oh, it's probably the best training mat for anyone that's above 170 pounds, 185 pounds in the Southern Hemisphere, in my opinion. We have guys coming from Australia to come and train at the gym, like do camps with us. We have guys coming over from Thailand to do camps with us. We have people coming from the States to do camps with us. Like it's one of the best training mats you can have, and like having guys like Navajo, Israel, Carlos, big guys like that. It's you can hang with them. You're not gonna have any issue hanging with the whoever's in the UFC.
I mean, awesome. Like those names that you just named are just like well established. They've got good rankings, and especially Izzy, two-time middleweight champion. I see him as one of the like goats. So I can imagine how great it would be just for him to just be there. But you're actually training with him, so that's a pleasure as well. Like, how much weight would you say like you typically have to cut between like camps to make 185?
Not huge. I take care of myself in between training camps, you know. I like to I like to still train and I love training, so I'm always in the gym doing something, whether that's even if I'm got a broken hand or something, I'll jog on the treadmill while the boys are training, or I'll hit the bag with the other hand. So I always keep my weight like quite low and eat pretty healthy. Somewhere, if we're going to use the metric system, I'm only losing about 8 kilos, so nothing too heavy.
So, did you get a chance to catch the Justin Gaethje Paddy Pimblett main event by any chance?
Yes, yes. Just as we were getting off the plane here,
Okay.
traveling over, we switched our phones on and we were able to catch the last 3 rounds.
Did you enjoy the fight? Were you surprised with anything that you seen in the main event from either fighters?
Yeah, I enjoyed the fight. Like it was an enjoyable fight to watch. It was like a great first main event to have on Paramount, but like nothing nothing super high level about it. I didn't feel like there was too much. There was a few low IQ fight moments in there. I mean, easier to say that from the sidelines, obviously, but when you're exhausted and you know you're already 3 rounds deep, it is easy to make these low IQ decisions. But even from the start, I felt like there was a few things that happened from both of them, and I was like, it's I probably wouldn't do that, or my coach wouldn't tell me to do that.
Can you give me your MMA Mount Rushmore? So you're like top five, like great greats of all time in your opinion.
Yep, yep. Okay, I'll start with Demetrius Johnson. He was just how dominant he was and how how technical he was and all that stuff. He's just incredible fighter. Never going to get his dues, but the real fans know that he's the goat. I'm going to go with Fedor, one of the best heavyweights ever to do it. You know, never got to the UFC, but he was fucking killing it over in Japan and over in Europe. Kept going, kept like quite long. Uh, BJ Penn,
Okay, that's respect. I like.
BJ Penn, because he was just like what he did. He only was only training for like 2 years, and he already made it into the UFC. He was like winning mundials and just incredible jiu-jitsu from a young age for a non-Brazilian. And last one, I'll go with Pat Miletich. He
Oh,
was I feel like Pat Miletich kind of he modernized and standardized how to train for an MMA fight, what an MMA team should look like, how to get ready for a fight. Like he basically took it from like just training in a garage, beating each other up to having a team and training for 8 weeks to get ready for a fight, which is huge.
awesome. Have you had any other interactions with other like middleweights, or like is there any middleweights that you've spoken to or that you've noticed?
No, I haven't. I haven't met any. No, I haven't met any other middleweights during my times like floating around in fight week and stuff like that. I'm sure I will at some point. You know, the UFC love to stack like a bunch of guys from the same weight class on the same card,
Yeah.
and I feel like eventually that'll happen to me, and then I'll be brushing shoulders with a few of them.
It seems like in the last year or two, with Volk being champion and with JDM Jack Della Maddalena being champion, there's sort of like a rise in the elite level of fighters coming out of New South Wales, Australia, Sydney, and New Zealand. Have you got like a advice or a message for people coming from where you come from that have seen you make it to the UFC from the regional promotions? What would your advice be to people who want to make it to where you are right now?
Yeah, I would say my advice would be to find a coach who's been there before. Find a coach who's tried to get there before, you know. So find a coach who's had a lot of fights, maybe who's been in the UFC already. Find a coach who's smart, you know. Don't join these gyms because they have 50,000 followers on Instagram. Don't go and join this coach because he's got sexy pad work on his reels and stuff like that. Like you want to make sure that yeah, you don't want to be trained by a salesman, you know. You want to be trained by a coach. So find a guy who can guide you well through your career because
Okay.
that goes a long way.
I genuinely appreciate you coming on. That means a lot. You taking your time out to speak to me. Thank you for coming on.